something we hadn't heard from in a while, though. Secession.
Number one boys, baby. Back again.
Yeah, Secession. What was this? Our favorite HBO show
Well,
last year?
definitely the best HBO show last year. I believe you had it one. I had it, I think, three. I had Atlanta and Killing Eve just above this last year, but undoubtedly top tier show from 2018.
Yeah, it's funny because I think when we talked about it on our sub list and also as our season wrap up, it was a show that at first, and then it kind of hit its stride, and it was just must watch every week. And I've kind of gotten in the groove of things where if I don't feel like a show is essential, I'd rather like catch up and watch 2 or 3 episodes at a time. But Secession, like Game of Thrones, or I'm trying to think of another show just like that. This kind of leads into the monoculture talk a little bit, but it's one of those shows that can grab the attention I don't want to miss because I want to be a part of the conversations. I want to be following the story that closely. How are you feeling just coming into the season 2? Were you ready for it?
Yeah, I was very, very jazzed for sure. I enjoyed season 1 really from the start, but as you said, there was an undoubtedly there was a build up as the show progressed, as probably the actors felt out their characters, as the writers' room kind of fleshed out where they wanted to take things. Succession took several leaps in season 1, and then by the last 3 episodes or so, it's just firing on all cylinders, and it was such an engaging season. It ends honestly fascinating place too, with obviously Kendall committing vehicular manslaughter, like a Chappaquiddick style incident, and having to crawl back to Logan as a result. And season 2 starts right off with that. And of course, the other main characters don't know about this accident, and that's obviously a thread we have moving forward. And Kendall is now back in the saddle for sure. He needs a straightener while he's dealing with all this stuff, of course, and I think it really put the refocused the narrative for everyone, where we brought all the characters together, and Logan, Brian Cox, is just a central figure for the story once again, where he's incapacitated or just kind of acting
for the first 3 episodes,
curious in the beginning, right? So I think we've really refocused, and now we know that there's some other narratives with other media companies coming in. We know Holly Hunter is going to come in soon as a rival CEO for company, and the guest stars seem to be built up as well. Danny Houston comes up in this premiere, so it really feels like Jesse Armstrong and crew just know exactly what they want to do with this, and these actors know what they're doing with these characters. So yeah, I'm super excited for where the season will go.
Yeah, what I was most excited for in the premiere was just to kind of get everybody back together, like you said. But obviously, season 1 ends kind of with them all going in different directions. Roman's dealing with the fallout of the satellite launch, and Shiv and Tom are on going to their honeymoon. Kendall obviously is going to rehab somewhere and just to get out of the spotlight for a while. You never know what's going on with Greg the Egg, and same with Connor. I mean, Connor, you never know.
Run for president. Okay.
Yeah, sure. And they found such an interesting way to pull them back together, and it was also really funny to start the season with Kendall at this Icelandic resort treatment center, whatever it was. He gets pulled out, and you're kind of like, how long has it been? And then he's like, oh, I've only been here 2 days. And you're like, wow, we're really just starting right from where we left off, almost no gap in time. And they all get sucked back in as the news of the coup, the bear hug, I should say, comes out. And Jeremy Strong playing Kendall in this almost deer in the headlights kind of way throughout the whole first episode, I thought was excellent. And just kind of seeing him deal with that internal struggle of the character so tactfully, where he's trying to assimilate with his family and be a normal human being when this totally unnormal thing happened to him, or it's abnormal thing happened to him. It's pretty Pretty impressive stuff. Also, just where do you get 3 raccoons? Like, how do they catch these raccoons? How do they stuff them down the chimney? Just a lot of questions about the raccoon.
Yeah, those contractors, man. Who
Yeah.
can't trust them.
But a lot of good stuff. I was wondering, how did you feel about the stuff with Shiv? Because she's being positioned as like a major uh, player moving forward.
Oh, for sure. I think the scene with Shiv and Logan, like alone in the office, where he tells her he wants her to be the successor, and she's the clear choice, the only choice, all that. I think that's the best scene in the episode, and really highlights, because we don't expect Logan to be playing straight with anyone. Obviously, we expect some kind of betrayal or backstabbing to occur, and who knows? Maybe he gave fucking Roman the same offer. We don't know. But that really highlights, I think, how cunning and cutting Logan is. And you see Shiv, who's always been the most adept of this whole crew. You see her actually give in, and then because she knows her dad, she has to ask multiple times, "Is this real?"
Yeah,
and it just kind of reminds you of where they all are and how none of them can play straight with each other. Roman wouldn't dare say, well, how he really felt just before at that dinner table. And again, we get a reminder of the kind of shitty people they are when they just throw out that big spread of expensive ass food because it was in the presence of a scent from the dead raccoons. And what I always liked about the show, I think if you actually look at it beyond the soap opera stuff and the thrilling aspects of the story, which are great on their own, it's not just saying, "Hey, rich guys suck." It's like it's kind of showing its work, which I've always really liked about it. And it just felt like the show picked up right where it left off, both literally with the plot. Obviously, it's a few days later, but like in terms of the rhythm of everything, it seems like we're right there. And obviously, we didn't get a whole lot of Tom or a lot of cousin Greg this episode. That's fine. We know they'll be coming. Get more of that, but even still, we got Park Coke, so I was happy with it.
Yeah. The interesting thing about the Park Coke was like the immediate thing Kendall did, where he touched the outside of it, and he was like, "What is on this?" Like, don't want to know what was on that Park Coke, man.
My septum falls out. You have to eat my septum.
Yeah. The scene with Shiv, remember this moment, the slant of the light. It was really memorable, and it really, I think you spoke to highlighted what the show does so well, where it puts these characters in these very like human moments, but like there's so much guardedness and deceit that they've been living in this like fake world in a way. It's just really, really intriguing and fun to watch. I also really liked the moment with Kendall and his friend, and at the end when Kendall has to go tell them that they're not accepting the deal. Stewie, yeah. And when Stewie's like, "What the fuck, man?" And then he's like, he stops him. He's like, you can play the friend card. Like, you can, like, you have basically a get out of jail free card in a way. And Kendall just couldn't do it, obviously, with the stakes for him. But
I saw Dad's plan, and it was better.
Yeah, just so like mimicking the lines he's been given. Yeah, I'm really excited to have Secession back. It seems like there's a lot of different directions the season can go in. And it's just fun. Like they do such ridiculous things on this show. It's just it's kind of like Big Little Lies in a way, but just with probably higher stakes.
Yeah, it's just better in general.
Yeah, well, especially after season 2.
Right. Yeah, it's funny with Kendall. I saw this more than once. People comparing where he's at right now to Reek in Game of Thrones when Theon was at his lowest when he was with Ramsay. Will we get the Theon redemption down the line? Who's to say? I think Jeremy Strong is really great when he's playing Kendall down on his luck, whether he's high out of his mind or just broken. So, straight man Kendall trying to be the CEO is probably not as interesting to most people. So even if I'm sure we won't get to that point anytime soon. Also, I really like the scene in the laundry room where Logan's goon is like, "Hey, just so you know, a bunch of us actually know what happened. We took care of it. It's nothing's gonna happen to you, but like, you're fucked. We know. Like, we got you, bitch. So
yeah,
relax."
Yeah. Yeah, just a Succession in general, excellent show. So excited to have it back.